Hello, everyone. I am Hannah Lassiter, the founder of Mentorship Revolution, as well as the host of the MR podcast. And we are currently going live doing our first Q&A. So I'm excited to have you all here today. This is going to be different than what we normally do, but I'm very excited, you all. So bear with me because I have a few more things I have to pull together. A few more things because I want us to be going live on YouTube as well. So let me try to pull that up. And if you are already here, a very loyal supporter, I thank you so much for being one of the first people to tune in. Let me see if I can invite some Facebook friends over. But I think you all are going to enjoy this because you're going to get to know me beyond beyond the podcast, beyond what I do there as a creator, as a radio host. You all are going to get to know me. So, going live now, hosting my first Q&A for Mentorship Revolution. So, some of you may have heard that I was accepting questions. Going live now, hosting my first Q&A for Mentorship Revolution. Your story, news feed, So some of you may have heard all this week I have been sending out notifications, posting on the website, mentorshiprevolution.com, as well as on our Facebook. I really advise you to become a follower on the Facebook page, Mentorship. That's the name of the page, Mentorship. I really ask that you become a follower because you follow, you like, and you'll receive every notification. You'll never miss an update on what we're doing as a organization, a business, what services we're providing, what sales we're going to have, because we are starting our own online store, and I will talk more about that. But I really hope that you will go ahead and do that on Facebook. We're almost at 300 followers, so I'm excited about that. It's been a long time coming. I'm really excited about what I do for Mentorship Revolution because it's really something that I'm passionate about. It's my first business, so it's something that I think about daily because I really love what I do. I really love the mission. I love how I'm able to use my gifts, my leadership, and able to also reach other people who have those similar qualities as well as those who aspire and inspire. So I thank you for tuning in to this live Q&A. This is our first. Normally you are hearing from me and through the podcast. I've actually published quite some episodes. If I'm correct, I'm going to see how many episodes I've published. Not quite 100. So, yeah, we're almost at 100 episodes. So that's wonderful that we've been going that hard. I've been doing it all on my own. And it is amazing when you are a sole business owner of a sole proprietorship and you do all of this. And I started at 18. So I really, really give advice that if you are in high school, middle school, go ahead and start. Start as early as possible. Go ahead and let things align. Don't be afraid. Don't overthink. Don't go at it alone. If you're interested and you know that you have some talent, especially God-given talent, you know that there are some things about you that just stand out, the way that you do it, whether it's making something. Like Mentorship Revolution isn't really about making a product, even though we do, we're going to be setting up our own store, but maybe you are good at doing cosmetic services, doing nails, hair. Maybe you're good at sewing, making clothes, making shoes, or whatever your craft and your talent is that that you've had for a long time. I ask that you go ahead and start your own business and get it started. The younger the better. We live in a world where the opportunities are very vast right now. So the opportunity is right. The timing does take time. It takes time because you have to come with a mature mindset. And that's the reason why I advise that when you do it, make sure it's at the right timing. Make sure that it just is, that it's just everything is coming together. Look at what's going on in your life. Look at the people around you. Look at some accomplishments you may have had, some advice you may have received, some words that may have been spoken over your life. It may even be a pure stranger. They may notice something about you that just glows. But whatever it is, just make sure that you take your vision seriously, because be a determined individual. That's very important. So for this live Q&A, I still am pulling up YouTube because I'm trying to talk to you all while also pull it up on YouTube, because I want to go live on YouTube as well doing the Q&A. So I asked you all to submit questions, and as well, I'm going to share questions that I have generated as well. And we're going to do 10 questions, you all. We're going to do 10 questions. Yeah, Mentorship Revolution, live Q. Okay. Oh, that's why I didn't get through. I had to X out of that. I am pulling up the live on YouTube. I hope it works because I don't go live often at all. It says that it's loading. For this live Q&A, this is our first, and I'm excited about MR's live Q&A. Afternoon time is when we started. recording a live Q&A, Mom. You hear me? Okay. Wow. So everyone, I am trying to pull it up on YouTube. I think it's going to work. Description loading. If it doesn't go live on YouTube, we will go ahead and start. But I am trying to. I don't know why it would have complications, but YouTube. Yeah. So, if you are not that familiar with Mentorship Revolution, I would love for you to become a member of our community and start being part of everything that we do. So, I started Mentorship Revolution 2 years ago in 2018. I had just become a high school graduate, graduating from Hertford County Early College High School, which is where I come from. And I had also graduated with my associate's degree, because early college is a program where you are a high school student also working towards getting a degree, an associate's degree, whether it's in arts or science. And I started early college, so once I completed that chapter in my life, I was excited about new beginnings and pretty much the independence and the freedom that comes with no longer being in school. Even though I knew that I was on path to go to college, which I'm still in college right now. But being a college student, I knew that I would have like a lot of time and opportunity on my hands, which is why I started Mentorship Revolution. That's not quite why, as much as that was, the timing was right for me to go ahead and start my own business, organization. It just felt right. And so that is good advice that I would give. Once you graduate high school, there's no excuses for you to go all out and start opening those doors, and watch as those doors open, because once you make up your mind that you want to be a business owner and you want to be a founder, whatever ideas you have, whatever you are excited about doing, you should go ahead and start. And you shouldn't sit too much on it, because life happens, and if you sit too much on it, there's no telling what could possibly happen. So when the idea is new and fresh, or at least when that day comes where you cannot deny that this is what you need to start doing and everything has aligned, alignment is extremely important. Go ahead and start, because no one had to motivate me. No one had to give me money or resources. I already knew that this is what I was going to dedicate. Part of my, it's part of my calling. It's part of what I feel I can accomplish during my lifetime, being the founder of Mentorship Revolution. YouTube is not working, unfortunately. I may try it again later. But thank you for everyone that has been here since we started. We've been on quite a while. Now, I have 10 questions that I will be answering for this live Q&A. So let's almost start. We're going to be starting in a few minutes. thank you for your patience. We're going to be starting in a few minutes. Let me pull it up. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MR Podcast. The MR Podcast is available on all mainstream radio platforms. Make sure you follow or subscribe to never miss any of our many episodes. In 2020, we are hosting series such as College Life, in the words of a college student, Woman Empowerment, Biblical Mentorship, and Productivity 101. This year, the podcast has brought on many guests, and we will continue to bring on guests such as coaches, teachers, speakers, authors, and many other renowned individuals. Today's special episode will be about the live Q&A. So I'm very excited about this because I have never done a live Q&A, and this is really my first time going live at all since we started in 2018, or really at the beginning of 2019, either or. So today, I will not have a guest. It will just be me answering questions about a variety of different topics related to business, success, beating the odds, deciding how to go forward if you have been given the vision and the calling to start something on your own. And I will just be sharing a bulk of knowledge that I have gained hands-on and what we aim to do through Mentorship Revolution. So as I said, on Facebook, you need to go and follow and like, because I put updates daily, all kind of things I share through the Facebook page. So if you are just getting introduced to us, please go find us on Facebook at Mentorship, and you can follow and like. We are almost at 300 followers, so I'm thankful for everyone that has come on board, liked, supported, followed, and is staying on the up about where we are going. So, in Mentorship Revolution, we do a lot, but the mission for Mentorship Revolution is to help sustain minds and lives in the 21st century in all four corners of the world. So we want to have unlimited impact. Now, I am based in the United States, so I am a United States citizen. But as far as the global mission, I want the mission for Mentorship Revolution to be global. So I want everyone around the world to be able to have access to the services and the tools and the resources and the things on the internet that we share as well. Even though I see us as a community, we do a bulk of things online. But eventually we will expand, and I hope that we can have workshops, that we can have different greetings, meet and greets, different type of community-wide projects going on that will contribute to helping others, because that's what the mission of us is. We accept people, we accept diversity. Everyone is included in the mission. You know, there's no one that's omitted. There's no one that we do not want to reach as far as supporting, teaching, serving. That's what we're here to do. And I am an independent business owner, meaning that I started this by myself. I didn't start with anyone else in the arrangement as far as like a name or a co-owner. So as an African-American woman, I was 18 when I started Mentorship Revolution, and now I'm 20, and we have been in existence for 2 years. Do you ever think about how the world needs more people with a mentor mentality? People of all kinds and backgrounds that are willing to care unselfishly about other people, support people, teach people, and serve people. Well, the truth is, as human beings, we all have a potential and purpose that matters. That potential and purpose extends to our relationship with other human beings. As the founder of Mentorship Revolution, I believe that being a mentor is not just a career, but in actuality, It is a person that is willing to make intentional choices, intentional sacrifices, and contribute to the world and environment through intentional actions and living. Once we learn as human beings to nurture and encourage the purpose we have as individuals, we begin to understand that we can do the same for others. This is what I define as mentorship. Mentorship Revolution was designed to be a new kind of community. So we emphasize community here, and we desire to thrive online and still have real world impact and amongst society. We desire to reach minds and lives through simple and intentional words and actions. And I'm so excited that you are here today for this live Q&A. Let's start with question 1. So the first question is, why should I start a business? Share your experiences as well as a founder, influence, and business owner. Okay, so when I think about how my life was before 2018, as I said, I was 18 when I started Mentorship Revolution. And so the journey, I think the qualities for being a business owner is especially, you have to be gifted at something. So that means that when you start a business, there is something that you have to share and give to others that you can do every day. So you never run out of that. It's like a supply. That's what you have to have. Whether it's a mental supply, a spiritual supply, it may be a physical supply. That's what a business is about. You're supplying others with something that they may need or want. So that's one reason to share a business, when you know that that's what you're interested in doing. You're interested in dedicating, giving, and committing to a mission, to a service. So that's one reason to start a business. As well, if you just, the timing, if you really know that as far as besides having that gift and that calling, and knowing that you're gifted at something, as well, if you know that you have something that you can give unselfishly, that's another reason to start a business, because you're going to enjoy it. You're going to be passionate about it, and you're not going to stop. And as well, I know that me starting Mentorship Revolution when I was 18, I hadn't started college yet. And as well, I didn't have a job that I had to worry about, because, early college to me felt like a job itself. So starting Mentorship Revolution, I had a lot of free time on my hands, but realistically, most of the time when people start businesses, they may be parents, they may be adults, they may be having a full-time job, and they may be just having a full-day requirement that requires their time. So another thing that you're going to have to learn once you start a business, before you can even start that business, I would advise that you know that the timing is right. If you're overly busy, overly stressed, that's not the best time to start a business. You need to start a business when you're healthy all around, and you know that there's order in your life, or at least you are on that goal, on the way towards that goal. But the timing will be right, and you'll just know it and feel it. The people around you. Now, I would never advise you to start your business because of whether others are going to stand by you, whether others are going to like what you're doing. But at the same time, you're going to have a networking system. You're going to have to be able to lean on the shoulders of a few people. So just consider all of these things as you begin envisioning the business you want to create. So question number 2 is asked, how do I know if my business will be successful? There is no way to know until you start, which is why when that name came to me, Mentorship Revolution was not giving to me on a piece of paper. No one told me this is the business. The name just came to me because when I think back on 2 years ago, after I had graduated high school, I thought about how my journey in high school was quite different than other people my age, and how I learned to be driven to where, my relationship with God was my strongest. I had learned to follow and have a faith mentality. Everything to me was about faith, trusting in God for where he wanted me to go the next chapter in my life, because that's what I had did all through high school, during the best and during the worst. So as well, so how do you know if your business will be successful? Like I said, that lamp in your side your brain will turn on. And once that turns on, I tell you, don't let that light be dimmed. Go ahead and start your business, whether it's starting the business plan, whether it's telling your closest 2 or 3 people in your life, whether it's going ahead and, like me, I am a notebook. I always am writing. So go ahead and go buy you a notebook and find a special pen and say, this is the notebook that I'm going to use to write out all my ideas, to write out what I'm capable of doing, to write out my goals, to write out what I want other people to see, what I want to, just write about it. And it's a business. It's going to be a notebook dedicated to business. It's going to be, name your business. What do your business need? Why are you creating this business? Where would the business be located? So once you get that idea, don't sit on it for too long. And being in the social media age, it was easy for me to go ahead and launch it, because once I knew Mentorship Revolution, all I had to say was, this is my business. No one else had this. No one had the name. No one had the idea of starting a community online. No one else my age was, really thinking on that level as much. So it was easy for me to launch a very unique product. So that's another way to know your business will be successful, when you have an idea that the world needs to hear. So make sure whatever you're creating, make sure it's something that can be tangible, or at least if not tangible, it's something that other people need. It's the supply needs to be provided for. So that's another way to know. And really, intuition is important, as well as just believing that you can do it. And as well, knowing that you've done your research and you have firsthand experience. I would say, honestly, I didn't have firsthand experience like most people do, and that become like very successful in business, but I did have enough to where I was able to know that I could be a business owner. And I had taken courses, I had taken classes, so that's how you know that your business will be successful. Question number 3, how can I garner the attention and sales my business needs? What is motivation on never giving up? So how can you know that your business, what you're doing will sell? Your product will sell. Your people will have their hand out. People will be ordering the things that you are selling. How do you know that you will garner their attention and sell your business needs? Well, again, like question number 2, you can't completely know before you start, but as most people give the advice of, being that we're in the social media age, if you are going to start a business, I advise you utilize social media such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all kind of other social medias that's there. But use social media, because most of the time that's how people are pitching, and that's how people are advertising, marketing. And that's just where people are at. That's an acceptable way for us to reach others. It's not taboo. It's not out of the norm. Everyone gets on social media. So make sure that you are optimizing social media. And that's what I do for Mentorship Revolution. I optimize social media, and also starting a website. If you're going to have any kind of business, I think a website is a must. And I really can't even imagine how the business will be successful without a website. So you really need a website. And there are so many different ways you can start. I go through WordPress, but there are other online places where you can create your own website and get that started immediately without waiting. And as well, I give motivation on not giving up. Like I said, you don't give up because it's what you're called to do. So just like we chase many things in life, like I chase my education, I chase my relationship with God and other goals that I have on my list. That's what's going to happen. You're not going to give up. And that's really the best that I can say, is that when it's your gift, it will never stop. You'll never want to stop and give up, even if things are moving slow, and even if you want to be, because at one point, honestly, I considered making Mentorship Revolution a nonprofit. I was really going to launch this as a nonprofit organization because my intentions were so pure, and I didn't have the intention to gain revenue and money and, just make myself a multimillionaire. I really wanted to start something that will be a blessing to others daily. Whatever it is that I'm releasing, publishing, writing, whatever I'm talking about, I wanted it to be a blessing, because that's what mentorship was to me. It was a blessing from every age group I went through in my life, whether I was a child, whether I was an adolescent or a teenager. Mentorship was there. And was it always there like I wanted it to be? Did I encounter some negative influences and stuff? Yeah, we all do. But as far as that, one or two people, especially in my high school years, I give a lot of credit. They came to me like miraculously, and these were people I didn't know before high school. So I consider that mentorship, even though it wasn't formally conducted, but it was mentorship. So with that, I never get bored talking about it. And I know that that's what I have been called to do. I have been getting the gift to mentor others, the gift to coach others. And I'm growing because I am, I did start this when I was 18. So of course, I'm learning along the way. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm committed to doing. And this is how Mentorship Revolution was built. So you'll never get up. My motivation is to do what is yours. Like, don't do it because other people do it. Like, I don't create clothes. I don't sell clothes. I don't do hair, nails. I don't do things like makeup and stuff, not because I can't do those things, but that's not what I'm naturally good at. What I'm naturally good at is, speaking to others, pursuing others, and trying to encourage, motivate others. I'm also good at just listening to others, helping others. I'm also good at serving. I'm also good at being a role model and trying to teach. And that's what I know God has gifted me with. So that's what will motivate you. If you do what you're naturally good at, you'll never get tired of it. So 4, what do Mentorship Revolution hope to accomplish in the next 5 years? This is a question where I should have thought on it longer, but I didn't. But as you all know, I am trying to launch a store for Mentorship Revolution online, and I want to sell products that I know my audience will need, such as notebook, pens, maybe like tote bags, water bottles, different things that I know people use, and those that support Mentorship Revolution, they will use it as well. So I'm trying to launch an online store for us, and I really will need probably my own mentor in a way, because I'm learning so much I'm learning so much along the way. But within the next 5 years, I definitely see that being done. I'll be graduating college this year, so I definitely see me having my own online store within the next 2 to 5 years. You have to speak it. So I really believe that will happen. I'll be working. I'll be, living on my own and, just gradually getting to where I see myself being. So I really do believe that online store will happen as well. I believe I will create I believe people will come on my team. Right now, I don't have anyone that really is on the team. It's really just me. I have like 3 people who have helped Mentorship Revolution get where we are. As far as like people who I work with behind the scenes, people who are family and friends, people who have told me that this is a great catch. You know, this is really going to change people's lives. And everyone else are just people who like, support, follow. So having a team is very important to your business success. And I know that that will happen over time, but I know that I will come into contact with the right people. They, you know, who's to tell who those people will be. But within the next 5 years, I definitely see 1 or 2 people who will join this team and will actually, while they won't be a co-founder or like a co-owner, they will be someone who is helping Mentorship Revolution succeed. And as well, they will just be someone who's like, they're part of the team. They'll be part of the team. They'll be part of our the little you know, like the team as far as building, developing, expanding, and promoting and marketing Mentorship Revolution, as well as they will be service minded, you know, things like that. So that's what I see. I see us having a store. I see the team expanding and getting bigger, and 1 or 2 people coming on that will be, they will see this vision and it will just be like, yeah, this is how I can help you. This is how we're going to get this to happen, because it is there. All of it is there. As well, I want to start doing more within my community. I want to start, I want to create a little, I want to create a Mentorship Revolution extension that will involve the youth. I think that's very important. And I want to create like an assignment where there will be a mentee and a mentor. So like, and I really thought about doing this in my college years, but it didn't happen yet. But I want to have like where a upperclassman will be assigned to a lowerclassman, so that upperclassman will be the mentee and the lowerclassman will be the mentor. Not the mentor. The upperclassman will be the mentor, and then the lowerclassman will be the mentee. So I really see that happening. I really see that happening where this will be a good idea for people to start on campus, where mentorship is going on campus, and this will be beneficial to the entire campus, as well as in schools like middle schools and high schools, public schools, private. I really see that Mentorship Revolution will be a great idea for creating that community-minded individuals, and individuals who understand how important it is to contribute to your community in a positive manner, and uplift community, uplift acceptance, and uplift inspiring others to go after their calling. So that's what I want to see. So I have like 3 to 5 concrete goals that I see us doing in the next 5 years. As well, this podcast, I see this podcast, you know, having a big wave, you know, globally. Like, I want this podcast to continue to grow, continue to dominate, and just continue to grow the audience of the MR podcast as I continue to become a better speaker, host, and, you know, my skills continue to, you know, just continue to get better at what I'm doing, because I'm doing it more, and I'm, you know, going out of my comfort zone maybe, and going at it with all that I have, as far as what I am interested in doing as a businesswoman and as a public speaker. So what have we accomplished so far is question number 5, as a business, company, and organization. Well, Mentorship Revolution has accomplished, to me, what will be expected, you know, as far as for where we come from and where I come from as the founder. But what we have accomplished is, of course, we have this podcast, and we have a pretty decent following. The following is pretty decent for the MR podcast, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that subscribe, that you listen, and I'm able to look at the stats whenever I need to know how am I progressing, you know, how is this, because putting money into this. Like, there's a money machine behind every business. So it's very important that I make sure I am not wasting. And like I said, it's impossible to waste because I really believe that this business was meant to be. So I'm not wasting anything. But also just being wise on how you're using your money, your resources, and your time and energy. And knowing, for me, I've had to learn to know when to pause because I'm so excited and I want to do this and I want to do that. But I have to learn when to pause, and I have to know that it's all about timing. So what we have done, our website has been fairly successful. Our website has been fairly successful. We have almost generated 6,000 views in the last 2 years, and that's not bad at all. So we have that. The MR podcast we're on our way to 1,000 listens and downloads, which isn't bad at all either. And then we also have guests who have come on the podcast, and these people, they loved it. And to hear that other people love it is great because sometimes you don't hear that from everyone. So when I heard people tell me as a 20-year-old that they loved my podcast and they wanted to be on my podcast, they wanted to contribute, they wanted to just be a part, just help. They're a part of it. Once you come on the platform and you're speaking, you're demonstrating, and you're just being there, you have become a part. So as well, you all, in 3 minutes we have to stop. So I'm going to continue to try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So that's what we have accomplished. Our website has been prospering. On Facebook, I believe we have a very decent sized audience as well. Instagram, we're still coming along. We're moving fairly slower there, but I believe that we're coming along well. As well as the founder, it's very important that I am healthy, educating myself and researching and making sure that what I create is, good for those who are, buying and purchasing and actually just expecting me to give the best services possible as a mentor and whatever I do. So that's what we have been doing. So how do you build a support system as an independent business owner? Is question number 6. And I am, like I said, this is a sole proprietorship. Which, as far as a sole proprietorship, if you are one person starting out and you know that no one else really is you're not going to co-found with no one, you don't have no one to do that with, then go ahead and start you a sole proprietorship, which will simply just be what you do, without anyone else having their hands or owning or as much of a responsibility on what's going on with your business and organization. So as far as building a support system, like I said, depending on your family and friends, that right there is where you can start. Your family, your friends, and those that you know in your community that may be leaders or may be supporters of you personally, because if they support you personally, then they might support your business. So that's how you start your support system. You have to start, you have to seek, and as well, you have to already know. So question number 7, you all, we're not going to get to 10 full questions unless I come back on. But for question number 7, how often should I take a break as a business owner? Balancing priorities and demands. So like I said, this is what I've struggled with because I am a single business owner. So I don't have anyone else that, really give half of their time or 1/3 of their time. So I'm doing mostly all of this as far as what's going out by myself. So how do you balance is, like I said, you do have to pause and stop. How often you do that is dependent on your choice. You all, the podcast, we're going to have to stop the live right now. But I thank you all for tuning in and listening. And I hope that you subscribe and follow.